This is a Storm Herald deck. This is something we've messed around with in the past, more so in a black-red shell than a green-red shell. But I think that the green splash is a bit better than the black splash at the moment for a couple of reasons. But we're still exploring Hellraiser. So far I really have liked this card in the Is It Control deck we've played with it. I think that deck's pretty good. I like the Boros Lotus Field deck. But this card just still has, I think, so much potential. I'm looking for other shells for it. And I think it's actually, an amazing fit in combination with Storm Herald. This is a card that I think is, in general, very underplayed in Modern. It combos with Eldrazi Conscription, basically. In theory, any auras, but really just Eldrazi Conscription. There's not really, I think, any other big auras at the time of making this comment that are worth playing. Maybe in the future that won't be the case. But Storm Herald enters the battlefield. You can turn any number of auras from your graveyard and attach to creatures you control, and then you exile those auras in your next end step. And so, what's cool about this trigger is it doesn't target. So if you have a Scrapwork Mutt or a Fable token or a Channeler, your opponent can't Lightning Bolt or Unholy Heat the creature in response to the Eldrazi Conscription. It just goes on. +10/+10 Trample Annihilator 2 goes crazy. And what's cool about Hellraiser in this shell is that Hellraiser is also sometimes will just let you cast Eldrazi Conscription. And we're also playing 4 copies of Turntimber Symbiosis. And this is kind of the main thought here is that the blue, the white, and the green MDFCs are really nice with Hellraiser. If you're milling yourself, you're looting away. Just having these big 7-mana sorceries in the yard to cast, stable to your 3-mana 4/4 flyer goes kind of crazy. And so in this deck, sometimes you can go Hellraiser, Turntimber Symbiosis into another Hellraiser, or a Storm Herald, dig for Storm Herald, just put a 6/6 Dragon Rage's Channeler into play. Can be pretty powerful. This is also finally the shell for Becomaments plus Hellraiser. I still am unsure how good this combo is. I actually I don't think I've even drawn Becomaments once in playtesting. But Becomaments, in theory, lets you delve in response to Hellraiser's trigger to let you control it some more. People are pretty excited about this. And I think in general, this is a card that just kind of fits well into the shell and protects you from Unholy Heat and gets you extra damage in. And then we're also playing, I think, the best green enabler for Hellraiser, Commune with the Gods. This is a card that not only is going to put Conscription in the graveyard, but it also can dig for Storm Herald, so that makes it kind of a nice enabler there. Then you can also dig for your Hellraiser, fill up your graveyard, mill over Turntimber Symbiosis, all that good stuff. I think that's the general gist of it. Very excited for this deck. It's been doing pretty well in playtesting. Definitely a higher variance deck, of course, but you have some really, really crazy powerful draws. I had some games where I was I went Hellraiser, hit Turntimber Symbiosis into another Hellraiser, into a Conscription, into Hellraiser with Fable, but then not hit anything. Doc 20 months, got with the 40 months, still keep with the 24. Thank y'all. Welcome back. Okay, I think we can keep this on the draw. Obviously, these baubles could kind of be anything. We have a turn 1 Bolt, 2 lands, and a Fable. Likely to be able to turn 3 Fable, maybe turn 4 Hellraiser. I also felt like the Hellraiser, the amount of card advantage that this gives you makes you a lot more resilient to, 1-for-1s compared to, other versions of Hellraiser decks I've played in the past. Dude, people are really out here infecting these days, huh? Okay, my top card is Stomping Ground, which I don't want to draw, but I will go ahead and fetch 1 into play here. I'm just going to main phase the bolts. Not sure what this matchup's like. How low did they mulligan? Just a 6? Also, another Traverse shell. I think Traverse fits pretty well here, even though I am still enemies with this card, I think. We could cast it here. So we cast this as 5 cards, and then this is going to be 6, 7. Alright, I think I'll just instead play Stomping Ground, tap to pass. Seems like they don't have an infect creature, which is great for me. Would not usually recommend just jamming Glistener Elf on turn 1 if it's your only infect creature. Stoker 24, Zach with a 7, Poor Devo, Touch Prime, Terror's Tracker with 21. Thank y'all. They drew a Venerated Rot Priest, though, which is not exactly an infect creature, thankfully. We drew a Commune with the Gods, though, so I could potentially play that over Fable. Let's just go and play the Fable, though. Seems a bit too nice to not play here. Is infect winfect? It depends on who you ask, maybe. I think I'll probably take the hit from the Rot Priest, so I can block and make them use a pump spell. But if I take it, then I can go Commune plus Hellraiser this next turn, which seems really nice. And because this is toxic and not infect, I'm just like, I'm only ever taking 1 poison here. Ooh, and we drew the Turntimber Symbiosis. Perfect. So let me discard Turntimber, and I guess just the Traverse. Another Turntimber. So we'll go attacking first. Guess I could have Commune first, but I can't really like do much after I Commune. Okay, so Eldrazi Conscription, the only target. I'm actually just going to leave that in the graveyard. Here. Cast a Hellraiser. Definitely hoping to hit Conscription or Turntimber Symbiosis. Become Immense would be not a great hit. Lightning Bolt would be okay, although they'll just, like, finds it. I hit Traverse. I think that's... Oh, I guess, hold on. Undo. Should I Commune or should I Traverse? I could Traverse for another Hellraiser. I have... Yeah, I think I'll... Because I have exactly 9 cards in the yard, I'll just Traverse for another Hellraiser here. Why is Raw Priest not an infect card? It's a toxic card instead. Or if you're saying why I don't like the card in infect, it's like really for exactly this reason. Like, it's like this is exactly why I don't like Raw Priest in infect. Like, it just is their only creature, and it's just not doing almost anything here. It's you know nice when you have a creature and pump spells and protection spells. I do agree. And I think there is a chance Raw Priest is better than like Hierarch in Infect at this point, but I don't really like it over anything else other than maybe Hierarch. Scale up can still deal regular damage, although what's like really rough for them here is I could just block and this is a trade, so they have to like use another pump spell. Is a Raw Priest more like a Storm combo card? I do think Raw Priest is a good Storm combo card. We've played plenty of that deck. I will say that, like, to some extent, that is just a different deck, too. You know what I mean? Like, that's a deck, this is a deck. And, you know, in theory, maybe they can both coexist. I guess I'd leave this up so I can filter Turntimber into triple red for Hellraiser post-combat. But this should also just be good enough, right? Okay, done. Attach. This is 15. We're running Prowess for Hunter Burton. I'll probably play something a bit more fun because it's the Hunter Burton, but I might also play Prowess. Okay, up a game. So we definitely don't have much in the way of sideboard cards for the Infect matchup, although we could maybe just race. Could bring it Chalice on 1. I'm worried because I have a lot of 1-drops, but maybe I'm still supposed to play it. We're also on the draw. Could bring in a Needle for Inkmoth Nexus. Could just be good. Just 2 Needles for 2 Becomements, maybe? Is the Hunter Burn going to be streamed? I would guess so. It was streamed last year. I think if I'm bringing in 2 1-drops, I'm not bringing in the Chalice. It was streamed last year, and they definitely seem like they're interested in amping up the production quality. How many subscriptions to make it Anviltron? Let me get back to you. Well, let's keep this ham. Let's go to the draw. I can put back the Stomping Ground. Think Hellraiser has game and is it Drakes and Pioneer? Maybe. I really just don't think very much about Pioneer these days, if I'm going to be honest with you. It's just not a format that has my attention at the moment. But I don't think it is unreasonable to think that it could be good in that show. Questing Bay, 16 months. Appreciate ya. Okay, Blighted Agent's really bad for me, unless we can draw a Conscription or a Lightning Bolt. We can't. Maybe we can surveil a Conscription into the graveyard here. 1 look, 1 miss. Well, get a little bit of value there, I suppose. All right. Oh, hold on. Ink Moth. I almost named Blighted Agent. Ink Moth Nexus. Well, it could just be dead here. We'll see. Play draw definitely feels like it matters a lot in this matchup too. Rot Priest! Rot Priest! Alright. Not dead, but not in good shape either. If I draw a bolt, we go to... If I draw... I guess we can't even draw a bolt anymore. Can't find a Fury. Always dead to this attack. Okay, game 3. No Seal of Fire to find with Commune. Gets me on the play for game 3. I think on the play, I'm going to play the Chalice over the Second Needle. What Sarah went first? Sprite versus Third Path Iconoclast and Prowess. In general, Third Path Iconoclast makes you better against like control 4-color Murktide Rakdos and worse against every other matchup. But I think that if you just play 4 Underworld Breaches, like you have enough game in those matchups that Sprite Dragon is better. And Sprite Dragon, in general, like kind of combo kills better with Breach anyways. So I recommend Sprite Dragon. Chalice to my 13 1-drop deck? Question mark, question mark, question mark. 12 1-drops, and my opponent has many more 1-drops than I do. But in general, it's not in the deck for... Okay, this hand is interesting. I have a Conscription and a Storm Herald. I need a discard outlet. I also have a Lightning Bolt, so let's go and keep. Yeah, but it's also it's in the sideboard to play on 0 against Cascade. It's not in the deck mostly to name 1. No red source. This is a red source. I can look at my top card if I like it, which I actually do really like that. I'm just gonna not get the red source turn 1. Why bolt over Seal of Fire when you can find Seal with Commune? Maybe you should be playing Seal instead. I think I've been really liking how proactive Seal is. Lightning Bolt killing Ledger Shredder is like certainly really nice though. Do I want to traverse? Yes, I think so. Definitely just bolting this. Okay, if they have Blighted Agent plus Lethal Pump for next turn, we're in bad shape. We can beat anything else, really. They don't have Blighted Agent. I don't know, this is maybe like the exact kind of matchup where Rot Priest is especially bad, but this is exactly why I caution you against falling into Rot Priest's alluring trap. So, I mean, I'm at 17. My opponent can't pump for 15 here, so I'm just going to take it. So I am attacking for 15 here, so they actually have to block. So let's go discard, discard. And sacrifice 2. And then they go to 1. And I can also traverse for a Channeler, play a Channeler. Blossoming Defense, targeting the Blighted Agent. But they still have to block. Oh, they still have to block, but then they can eat the Goblin Shaman instead of... why would they ever sack Hierarch over Breeding Pool? I guess the blue mana. So they go to 2. They only have 1 card in their hand. No Fury to traverse for. Would be game over if I had one. Maybe should have one. So am I dead to scale ups? Because they sacked the Hierarch, so this is 6, 7. Yeah, if they had left Hierarch over Breeding Pool, I'd be dead to scale up or become immense. No, I am dead to become immense. Close game, dude. No, I mean I still have beef with Traverse, but I am playing it today, I guess. Cool game for sure. think Hellraiser will see play in the future of Modern? I mean, I think Hellraiser is a great great card. We found a few shells where it's good in, and we're still exploring it, but I don't know. I don't know. The future of Modern is an big... Okay, similar hand, but no commune to find our mountains. Go to Mulligan. GG Nas. Yeah, for sure. Easy mistake to make. When they have Coming Flip Hiker Life? Yeah, they would have. It's... I don't know. Is it a hindsight thing, though? Or, like... I don't think I could have done anything different, because, like, I didn't play around... I don't think I had a different line, if that's what you're saying. Edel, 12 months, thank you. I should probably have a Fury in the deck. In some of my earlier... No, we're not up against Infect twice in a row. What the hell? Infect meta. Could just be dead here. Gets a slow hand. You could have done something different. Conscription on Goblin token, plays around plus you some spell. Oh yeah, sure. That was a better line. Harry did another Infect video? Or this just, they watched the first one? I saw the first one. Getting killed by Rot Priest right now. Okay. Infect meta. If we're on the play that game, we get to, like, get Fable down, block the Blighted Glistener Elf. Blinked what happened. My opponent played a Glistener Elf, and then I kept a slow hand on the draw on an unknown matchup, and I don't mulligan to 6. And then they killed me on turn 3. Do I need to 2 my sideboard to beat Infect? Probably not. The good news is Infect is, like, very, very beatable if you want to beat it. Plague Engineer on Phyrexian. Infect is so bad in the format. Proceeds to lose Infect. Did I say Infect is so bad in the format? Send me a clip of me saying Infect is so bad. I've been saying that Raw Priest isn't good at Infect, which I believe that. I feel like the last match was like a very good supporting evidence for my thesis that Raw Priest is not a very premium card in the deck. Not today, but yes. Yeah, maybe I've said it in general, but you know, modern changes evolve so much. Like you could say that about like any deck at any time too. 3 minutes ago I said Infect is unplayable. Yeah, I think a lot has changed. Like with especially with okay, we have a Hellraiser. Could definitely keep it because we're like discarding the Symbiosis. We have Fable. I think we can keep it. Yeah, but like I think with like Amulet Titan and like Mill becoming more popular, I do think that like a deck like Infect has more potential than it's had in the past. Second Hellraiser, we definitely shuffled away. Yeah, I don't think that I do not think that Infect being popular is a negative thing at all. And this could also like just be like an example also of a matchup where Raw Priest is like a little bit more awkward, but does not seem very good this match. Definitely worried about getting my Fable spell pierced. I guess now I have a second Fable. Cool. Could double block maybe. We'll see. Would trade both of my creatures for a pump spell. Dude, Snakeskin Veil? They maybe we'll just chump block a turn with the Mutt. That gets another card in the graveyard, which is valuable. So this will be 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I have to draw like Bauble plus Fetch Land to Hellraiser next turn. Why didn't we force a block loss attack? This is a 2-3 against a 2-1. CL, just prompting, thank you. Okay, let me discard, I think, Hellraiser. Well, definitely Needle. Yeah, I think just Hellraiser Needle. Interesting draw. And I guess we go attack into... Is this any creature? Yeah, any creature. Attack into Channeler, Fable, hold up Bolt. I think I should probably double block the Rot Priest this turn if I don't get Spell Pierced. Graveyard is 7 cards in the yard, and so then we can either cast the Bolt, loot away a card, or we can cast Hellraiser next turn for 3 mana. And then we can start copying Hellraiser with Fable if we want to. Have a Turntimber and a Fable, another Fable that are particularly good pickups. Oh, brutal. Okay, do I want to bolt the Rot Priest right now? Kinda. I guess I can actually still just cast Hellraiser next turn. Good mutagenic growth. Bolt Hierarch. I think I'm actually just gonna hold it for a Blighted Agent. I don't think I really care about this. Yeah, I'll just take 3. 3 and 1, in fact. I shouldn't be dead to damage. I shouldn't be dead to infect. I won't be dead to infect. Existence 25 months? Yeah, trying to raise some hell today. Doing our best. Famous last words? I mean, like, literally what combination deals extra 12 pump from 3 cards here? There maybe is something, but I'm not really that worried about it. Could discard the Bolt. Could discard the Bolt. No, it's kind of weird, but we can cast it. Oh, wow. Can just cast that too. Next turn with the yeah, let me just attack with both of these. Hardcast the Hellraiser and kill the Endurance, or try to kill the Endurance. Tier badge. Yeah, I'm at. Well, I guess no. My D&D, or sorry, my artist who I play D&D with is actually out of town. But normally I'd be able to see her tonight and ask. She's also like pretty behind on emotes too. It's the whole thing. She's a mom now. But I've been asking. Two mutagenic plus become immense. That's only 10 damage, right? Do we get ONS no hit? Yeah, we've actually gotten them the last 2 times we were there. We got hit on stupid pinwheel because I didn't get the roll. The roll is kind of RNG based. So you keep that on top, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The roll there's a roll that's kind of RNG based, and I didn't get it for the first time in a while. You usually get it if you spam the roll button, but you don't always. And I got hit from the attack because I was kind of flustered. I haven't been in that situation in a while. But the last 2, well, I think that Ornstein Smo with our new strategy is going to be consistent. It's going to be, again, kind of painful with our strategy, but consistent. Yeah, I love that. Is it Hellraiser list? Real infect creature. All right, let's go ahead and jump here. And then we're going to have a 14/14 Trample Annihilator 2, which makes them sack the Endurance. And then I guess if I attack with this Goblin Shaman, I can activate the Reflection on the Hellraiser. They have to block here anyways. Could attack with 3. I think having like a guaranteed 2 blockers is probably better than attacking with this Reflection. Really testing the infect matchup today, huh? Could you play the Bolt and Sip to play around growth? No. I don't think so. I cast off the Hellraiser, right? It's okay. I'm not too worried about the growth in general, or like, you know, protection spell. Could maybe just have bolted them. Yeah, the old hardcast Eldrazi Conscription against Infect. If they had Spell Pierce, we could have copied the Hellraiser in our combat step and cast the Conscription, right? Guess we want to get the Annihilator trigger. No Vines blowout? Oh, wow. That would have been good. We had a pretty bad storm this morning, so Athena's conked out. After being all stressed out this morning. Awesome, Rick. Yeah, I love the Anviltron deck. Big fan. My opponent said I made a huge misplay. Probably the Vines. That's funny. I will say Vines against hardcast Eldrazi Conscription, not the most common modern play. Yeah, that's it. So we're gonna Vines their Endurance. We should use Fable on our own and stuff to play around removal. We can also just like block with Reflection, then make a copy. Because I'm kind of interested in like being able to cast this if they Boseiju the Conscription too. Okay, nobody has ever sacrificed Venerated Raw Priest. Everybody's like, this is why I'm playing the deck now. It doesn't matter that this will never deal 4 more infect damage this game. I literally I have to keep this card over anything else. Okay, I have to sack 2 permanents. I'm keeping Rot Priest. I'm definitely keeping Rot Priest. Okay, I think I'm gonna draw them. I'm playing the Chalice still again. They'd be pretty dead if they made the Vines play. Yeah, I mean they don't have to sack 2 permanents, which gives them like more outs for sure. But yeah, we would still get to put the Conscription on the Hellraiser. Couldn't they Vines response to Conscription to Fizzle? Yeah, they could have. They missed it. They missed the line. But if they had, then we could have in combat copied the Hellraiser using the treasure token and the Reflection to cast the Conscription again, being able to deal 14 damage when they're at 14. Okay, keep this. Definitely keep this. Yeah, they might not have seen the line. You can't because the Vines is still affecting the Hellraiser. Oh, right. Although I could have just put the Conscription on the token though, right? Narwhal, I think it was 17 months. Hope you're doing well. Needles for Inkmoth Nexus. Is Commune just the best 2-mana spell for the graveyard? Yeah, it is. It is. Not to be a broken record, but like my opponent, this is my second Infect match in a row. My opponent has played Rot Priest, and it just has been like the least relevant thing every time. Spellskite's really good though. Do I need to Needle the Inkmoth this turn? Can I afford to take a turn off to Commune? Probably should Needle. I can like bolt the Spellskite if they block. Guess they're never blocking, huh? I think with the Commune for next turn, we can keep that. We have to channel it to fill up the graveyard some more. Definitely scared of Blighted Agent. You would have been able to target Hellraiser with Reflection. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Okay, so yeah, Vines would have won. So this next turn, I'll Commune second main phase so I can block the Rot Priest. Zax, 27 months. Appreciate you. Oh, I guess I'm blocking that instead, probably. Fuck, what did I just say? Damn it. Oh, what did I just say? I'm so dumb. Sorcery. Now I need to take a second channeler. So dumb. Kind of works out okay. Kind of works out okay, but very classic. Say a line, think I've already done the line, and move on. Oh, they have the Spellskite Raw Priest synergy too. That can actually get kind of dangerous. Waterlog Grove definitely dealing them a lot of damage. They're actually maybe just dead to another lightning bolt. Although I have to block this Glistener Elf. I can cast the Hellraiser this turn, which is nice. Just bolt plus surveil whatever into the yard, plus Turntimber for land, filter into it with Thicket. Alternatively, I could use the fetch land. But then I'm more likely to hit a land if I do that, so I think I should do this. So now I guess I just keep this in the deck and then fetch so I can keep the Turntimber in my hand. I also need to think do I want to attack with my channeler? Yes, I guess so. I guess I do want to attack with the channeler, so we should attack main phase. But I was thinking about Spellskiting here. They do choose the Spellskite, which I guess is correct. Not that big a problem. What if Rug Breach Infect would be possible? People have theory crafted it. Like, I think that the only thing you really have going for you is Mutagenic Growth. Which is, you know, something. Okay, so if I Lightning Bolt my opponent, they go down to 5. And they lose the Spellskite if they Spellskite. Which I think makes sense, because the Spellskite is going to represent extra infect anyways, via the Rot Priest if they want it. Yeah, so I go to 5 poison, 7 cards in the yard, and then Traverse can be 8-9, so we can keep it on top. Yeah, so if they draw a land... I mean, if they draw... Yeah, the Needle on Inkmoth Nexus was really big this game. This is even a trade if they don't have Mutagenic Growth. And if they have Mutagenic Growth, they die. Okay, so let's attack first. I definitely want to turn off that Waterlog Grove. Although I could have also traversed for Storm Herald, just attacked for 3. Probably not as good as just doing this. Maybe it is actually still fine. I'm just gonna get another channeler, I suppose. Fire-Lit Thicket putting in work. I guess I could have also hit, like, I could have surveilled something in the yard with the channeler too. Didn't find the bolt, but we'll play the Fable. Just an extra lethal attacker next turn. Okay, 2-0. 2-0 against 2 Infect decks. We'll see if we can get 3 Infects in a row. With the die roll this time. With a weird hand. If we could cast Channeler on turn 1, I'd be a bit more inclined to keep. It's not a terrible hand, though, overall. Let's go ahead and go to 6. Okay. Gonna keep. Probably put back second Storm Herald. Looking for Fable, Mutt, Commune on the top. Yeah, this deck is the hard counter to Infect, I'd say. If we draw a Bolt and they play a turn 1 creature and we draw a 2-drop, this Stomping Ground is bad, but I think we're gonna be okay. Okay, we did draw a Bolt. Step 1. Step 1 and tap Stomping Ground, really punishing us. Step 2 is Ragavan, and then we draw a 2-mana creature, 2-mana spell. Okay. Take the Conscription, maybe? You want to take Eldrazi Conscription? If they have Voidwalker, they'll probably take the Bolt. Yeah. Maybe you're just supposed to Bauble on their turn. But you could also see Bolt and then like just draw the Bolt for next turn if you want. Ooh, we could also draw a freaking Scrapwork Mutt. Best card in the deck. One more land and we are conscripting. Is this similar to the Pioneer Storm Herald combo list? I haven't really seen a Pioneer Storm Herald deck ever. Eldrazi Conscription isn't legal in that format, so but I mean, I imagine they both play Storm Herald. They might both play Mutt. Classification Fling, yeah. Sounds like what you'd have to do. Burning Anger, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Secret Keeper, wow. Dude, this deck looks sick. This deck looks really sick. Fury Pitch Spyro. Scrapwork Mutt is just so powerful. Missed the Wine Souls. How'd it go? It went well. We got through Ornstein and Smough again for the second time in a row. The strat seems to be consistent. I got bad RNG on Pinwheel, and I was kind of flustered by it, and I just mistimed my dodge and it was over. But I think that's how the run goes. But things are getting better for sure. Land? Let's go. So they have to chump block with Ragavan. Right? This is 15. No, this is 13. So maybe just keep both creatures. Yeah, so like today I can do a Dark Souls run after the Magic stream. I can't do an evening one since I have Pathfinder tonight, but I also might just like practice the second half of the run tonight instead of doing a run on stream if I'm just not feeling up to it. We'll see. It's like both creatures. Yesterday I had like some weird chest tightness. I think it's just my spine's all like messed up from my bad posture. So I keep hunching over on stream too. So I'm trying to not lean forward. Yeah, I thought for sure they'd sack the lands. Nice Thoughtseize Scam Fury Ragavan against my creature combo deck. Nice Thoughtseize Scam Fury Ragavan plus grief against my creature-based combo deck. Do you have an eyesight issue? I don't know. I'm just into it. I'm leaning forward, you know. They discard Mutt, which is a lethal hasty attacker. Maybe I need new glasses. I'm okay. I can see, chat. I know that it's just very easy to diagnose your friend Aspiring Spike with all of the medical problems in the world, but I'm doing all right. Why is Mutt the best card in the deck? I was exaggerating when I see Mutt is the best card in the deck. It is better than Bitter Reunion because it's a creature that you can put an Eldrazi Conscription on, and you also get value when you mill it over with Commune of the Gods. You can discard it for value too. Being a creature is really important because like you need to have two creatures in play when your Storm Herald is way better against red removal. Okay, I'm gonna bring in these Veils. Retrimming a Become Immense. Maybe Become Immense is goated though. Definitely want to keep in all the bolts. So maybe just like -1, 2 Baubles, -1 Immense. But also, like, Bitter Reunion, Storm Herald already has haste, you know what I mean? Like, I know that every Spike list is like, Spike, what if we added Bitter Reunion and Fable? Oh, you already have Fable. Okay, just Bitter Reunion then. Important like the Pioneer use Conscription DRC package, but all the other 2s, 3s, and 6s are legal. I think, you know, interesting. I mean, losing Conscription is tough, but we just saw you can play. We actually just saw a list that was doing this in Pioneer. So you have to. I think this is probably the best way to do it. Burning Anger plus Classification. Lets you deal 20. I'm not necessarily convinced by this blue splash, I guess. It's probably not that bad though. I do think that, like, if you're just green red and you can, it's harder to be green red in Pioneer also with play Hellraiser and Pioneer because you don't have the filter lands. The filter lands are really a big part in like me being able to play green red here. Hellraiser may just have to be like a mono red card in Pioneer or like blue red maybe. But maybe you have enough dual lands now. I'm not sure. Just have to double check, I guess. Puts on a Mold 6. Would green red be good enough? Maybe. Maybe. Like, I think you could play Hellraiser in that deck. Like, Hellraiser cast Classification or Turntimber Symbiosis is interesting. You would just have to, like, the problem is, like, you're playing, like, 4 Turntimber and a triple red card, but maybe that's just also okay. Fastlands plus Shocks plus Forests. Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to look at it. You'd have to spend some time deck building in Pioneer. Couldn't be me. No Voidwalker, please. Thank you. Thank you, opponent. Love ya. Kind of looking for Hellraiser the most. Could also just mill over Conscription and find Storm Herald. Definitely take the Storm Herald. Mill over that Mutt for value. Delirious Channeler, let's go. A lot more incidental graveyard hate in Pioneer. Yeah, that's true. Maybe they have like Hidetsugu. That'd be pretty good. Kuroxa? I could not have thought of a worse card for my opponent to cast here. They're not even undying it. Let's make sure we get our Surveil. One with nothing? Yeah, okay, maybe that would be worse. Got our Surveil. Let's go. Although maybe they wait. Maybe they, you know, wait on the bolts if we attack. I kind of think they won't. Fable's so good in these kind of combo decks. It's like they just like play so many like reactive cards, and you're like, boom, 3 for 1. Here go. If you hit Suga, they at least exile Kroxa. Push my token. So like Ragavan 2. Okay, they're clearly a little flustered. Ooh. I guess I just discard 1 Turntimber. I don't want to just bank on drawing another land. Although I would have. Let's just go Traverse for Hellraiser here. With two Turntimbers in the yard. Could have had 3, but I think it's a bit too greedy to just bank on drawing an untapped land there again. So happy enough to hit Commune or Traverse. Very happy if we hit Turntimber. Let's go! First time I'm doing this on stream. I've done it off stream a few times, I think. Let's freaking go. Let's do it again. Let's run it back. Ah, just a Veil of Summer. Terrible play, actually. Pretty sick, pretty sick. Not too bad for 3 mana. Terminate, terminate. All right. Fair enough. We just have another one, I guess. Have to commune first. We could also just mill over conscription here, which we do. Actually, we could channel. I can go Channeler plus Hellraiser next turn. And Fable's another like decent hit for Hellraiser. Not that they're necessarily gonna keep playing after this. It's like sick. And one cool thing is like Sanctifier in Vec does not exile Eldrazi Conscription, which is actually like a really, really big deal. Oh, I can do the payout. What was the prediction? Yeah, we did get through Incidents mode. No hit. Glad to pay off the believers. Got hit on stupid pinwheel though. We got the bad RNG, but I needed to collect myself a bit better. But the ONS strat seems to be pretty consistent. Getting through ONS is starting to be. I think it's going to be pretty consistent, and then it's just going to be a matter of time. Matter of time where we like have a combination of like enough focus and enough bad stuff not happening. I think I'll just discard Mutt. Well, I guess we can unearth the Mutt next turn if we don't find a land. But also just going like Fable, discard Conscription, pretty good. Misty and Doth the Triome. Could be Rhinos. Did not draw the land. Second Conscription is interesting. Wada, 2 months, I can thank you. Land? Uh-oh. Kind of unlucky. Oh, this is a tribal for Channeler's Delirium and Traverse's Delirium. I just realized. It's actually really funny. Scion. They do have the binding up potentially. We drew the land. So I think that because they have binding really wrapped, I'm just gonna play Fable this turn, and then I can double Conscription next turn, which is pretty good against binding. Although they might binding my Fable, but then you know that also deals with the binding. Might binding the token also. Yeah, good for me. Love that they're attacking. Love that they're attacking. What can they even have? They have to have like main deck endurance or like subtlety. I think we discard definitely Conscription. Traverse? Very fine. Could also discard Hellraiser. I was hoping to draw a land. Now I kind of wish I had the Traverse. It's really, really good that the Storm Herald trigger doesn't target, so they can't just, like, kill it in response. And we get to go 1 here, 1 here. Doesn't the benefit gather pack finding sometimes 2 creatures outweigh the possibility of finding Fable with Commune? No? Oh, they can select this binding. If they have binding plus violent outburst, good beats. Classic opponent complaining about your draw into having best possible. That being said, they're on the back foot there too. We're not in the worst shape, of course. We have a bunch of like flying creatures here. Really surprised they sacked the Scion Draco over like any other permanent. that they can play. And they said "breh" when I cast the Storm Herald. I don't know. Maybe I am misinterpreting that as a complaint. Furnace Way Sign. Yeah, it's not that uncommon, especially because they're already doing domain for Leyline Binding. Oh, you can't see chat. I see. Right. They have no lands. That means that they have 4 spells. We just go Channeler, Bauble. Graveyarding aggressively as we can. Delirium online. I actually really like seeing Violent Outburst on top because it's not a land for them to gain life with Omnath. A friendly Bray? Yeah, man, sure. Bottom left. It's okay, not a big deal. Top 5, may put a creature. Yeah, I think being able to like having more hit, like hitting Fable is better than like putting 2 sometimes. You're just not going to hit 2 creatures very often. There's actually a good chance we're supposed to play Seal of Fire over Lightning Bolt to have more hits for Commune because we're kind of low for hits on Commune at the moment. They need to check on Lucy. I think I maybe just heard her throw up. She threw up this morning too. They draw the land. They do draw the land. Dang. $20 hits is not bad for top 5. It is bad for top 5. It's low. It's low. You want more. You have Lethal Reflection. They can gain 3 more life with the fetch line on my turn. Things that's too much. I'll be right back. Dogs seem to be fine. Okay, so here I can go second Channeler, Bauble, Surveil twice, and then put the Bauble in the yard, but that's still 1 card too few for me to cast the Hellraiser this turn. So I guess that may have been a reason to block with the Mutt. The problem with trying to dig for Bolt is that my opponent has a Teferi, so if I draw Bolt off the Bauble, I have to have also killed Teferi somehow. They're going to what? 5 plus 4, 9. Yeah, Teferi into land is such a nightmare. Need to get Herald and Conscription. I guess we could theoretically do that if we went Bauble, mill over Conscription, copy Mutt, draw Herald. Seems pretty unlikely. Oh, right. Teferi stops Hellraiser. It's pretty brutal sequence. If Chandler flips a bunch of yards, also win. It's not. They're taking 8 and they're at 9. Okay, so I think we have to play defense. Block here. 3 channelers, double block, go to 1, but that's the Violent Outburst that we know about. Could attack Teferi and try Hellraiser. I can't cast Hellraiser. I'll have 1 too few cards. Yeah. I also don't see how we win on defense because of the Violent Outburst that we know about. Tough game. So I guess the only line I see is Bauble and Bauble mill over Conscription, copy Mutt, draw thing. You can Hellraiser if you can kill the Mutt if they kill Hellraiser. Okay, so you want a Hellraiser post combat. Attack. Then with the Mutt, attack here. Then go Channeler, Bauble, Surveil 2. Hellraiser into what? Turntimber Symbiosis? Alright. You can Bauble, Surveillance the Yard, Bauble Self, and Free Spell on top gets you Dragon plus Kiki activation. Bauble and Free Spell on top. You don't draw immediately off the Bauble. That's literally not true. That's still only 8. Ken, how is its fairy? I'm trying to kill this fairy. They have a 3rd binding. It was all for naught. Thanks. Doesn't Omnath kill us if they have a fetch? I don't know, chat. We didn't have really good lines. Couldn't we Kiki the Chandler for 6 flying? I'm gonna stop looking at chat. I think we took the best line, and it didn't work out. It's okay. Kind of want the first force. Maybe 2. They might have Leyline. Rough game. Doug looked kind of crazy. Yeah, the other line, like trying to like mill over the conscription, didn't do anything. Dead. I like this hand. They do have Leyline. I am happy that we boarded in the Force, but my opponent is putting on a masterclass of having it, yo. Okay, we'll discard a Thicket. Pretty bad against the Leyline. Turn 1 Leyline, turn 0 Leyline, turn 2 Scion. Okay, but Force of Vigor is now like just, you know, incredible draw for sure. We have two forces in the deck. A graveyard any non-force card. See what turn 3 is like. I have low hopes though. This is such a fast attack. It's so fast. They definitely have violent outburst. Okay, let me discard, I guess, the 2. I need to keep this as a green card, maybe. Could also hardcast the Force, I guess. Yeah, we're the opponent, huh? Holy shit. I don't think I've ever been trashed, or I haven't been this trashed in a long time. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Golly. This is the cardinal sin of building randomer decks, of not splashing, or you have 1 Haywire Might. You need more. You need like Force of Vigors maybe, which is hard to fit. If you play 4 mana Morphos, 4 Turntimber, all of a sudden you can play Force maybe. I kind of hate these Blood Moons too. Maybe they're okay. Also, Reanimator deck play Margrave Challenge Impossible. But cool list for sure. Cool list for sure. Eldrazi Temple, huh? Eldrazi Temple. The Void Mirrors have been awful against Rhinos. Do you think E is a better alternative? I mean, Chalice is better than Void Mirror because it's 0 mana. E is awkward with your Saga tokens, but also, like, you know, when the die roll, burn them out is also like a totally fine strategy against them. Cap, looking to play 4-color Norn and upcoming RCQ. Would I recommend the deck, or do you think generic Elementals Risen Reef with Norn would be better? I do recommend the deck in general. I like it. I think it's a deck that I have been, finding success with, blah, 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 all that normal stuff. I would recommend playing Laydown Arms in the sideboard over the Sanctifiers, because I think they're, like, really nice on your curve, and They can also exile opposing Elesh Norns, which I think is important all of a sudden. I think that the Risen Reef, a normal Risen Reef deck is going to be lower variance, lower upside, and then the Elesh Norn deck is like really, really powerful when you're drawing well. No, don't Matter Reshaper me, please. Thank you, Peru. Ballista on 1, alright. So they're going to block the Storm Herald, ping the Channeler, and then I'll become immense. Limited combat trick. Not quite lucky enough to surveil a conscription into the yard. Please don't Basilisk Collar me. We're dead. I guess I should upkeep bolts just for the surveil. Not a bad surveil. I guess I actually graveyard it though, because then I can find potentially Bauble. I mean, with the Commune also, this is not that good. Oh, dude, Boseiju, no. Ah, fuck. Let's say I still have that bolt in my hand. That's okay. I would have milled it over with the Commune anyways. Let's just put him to 1. A lot of graveyard hate. It's okay, though. If I had to choose between Domain Zoo, Mono-Red, 8 Blast, Rescue, I would play 8 Blast. I just like hate all the tap lands in the Domain Zoo deck. Losing the die roll in the deck is so tough, too. Why not Bolt? He tries to ping DRC. I know it gets counter, but it gives you Surveil. Maybe that was better. I was thinking that if I liked the card on top after I cast the Recombinants with the Surveil, then I would want to save the Lightning Bolt for the next Surveil. Was my thought, but you know, kind of close either way. I don't know if I want the full playset of forces. I mean, they're playing Saga. They're playing Mindstone. Yeah. Never mind. Opinion on Ephemerate seems busted. I love Ephemerate. It's one of my favorite cards. People don't play nearly enough of it in their Elementals list at the moment. I've been seeing a lot of decks with, like... a lot of decks lately with, like 18 good creatures to Ephemerate and only 1 copy of Ephemerate in the deck list. It's always so silly to me. I think we can use the Needle to, like, Needle Relic and stuff. We could just keep it like this. Oh, wow. Ooh, don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. 2 cards in the graveyard and we're delirious already. I guess I'll play around Thought-Knot Seer with upkeep Baubles here. I don't think I've ever seen that. 2 cards in the yard. Delirium. Eldrazi Tribal Enchantment. Artifact Creature. Ah! We haven't gotten to, like, recoil at Matter Reshapers much lately, I suppose. I can Pithing Needle the Scavenger Grounds too this game. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No lands, although if we can surveil lands to the top, we can Mutt, discard a Conscription. Uh-oh. That's a lot of looks at a land. We have Force of Vigor as a castable spell. Thoughts on this take? Anvil Burn. Okay, give me a second. At first glance, it maybe looks like you've fallen into the classic trap of raising the mana curve. Maybe not. Yeah, I guess not so bad. Ah, super dead. Okay, come on, land, please. Oh, Blast Zone is scary. How many looks is this? This is 2 from each Bauble, 2 draw steps, and the Pithing Needle. So that's 5, 6, 7 looks, no land. Domain Deck Haywire might, in general, in Modern. There may be some rare exceptions. It's definitely not in your burn deck. I also have been like kind of low on Galvanic Blast in general in this archetype. You can play it. I will say that like these unearths look to be like really bad in your deck. You only have 14 creatures and only one of them is 3 mana. I would like definitely not play Unearth here. Going away from the Cat Oven shell also doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I feel like Cat Oven is like really important for Anvil, and like it's, you know, chipping away at your opponent's life total is also very important. I've also played Goblin Engineer and like in these decks, and I think that it is a big issue. I think it's a big issue when you're playing Goblin Engineer and you're like, Goblin Engineer is like a mid-range value card, and you're playing this in your burn deck. You know what I mean? I think Breach is okay. I would basically never play more than 1 Breach, but you know, I could be wrong, and 2 is the best number. I don't feel super strongly on that, but I do think that the Unearth Engineer engine deck I've played it and I really dislike it. I don't like it very much. I wouldn't play the full 12 burn spells. I think you need Cat Oven back in the deck. I also think the squirrels are very good, and like I was liking the version I was playing that was playing the full 8 squirrels. So I actually even think that like if you want to build a deck, budget consideration, no Ragavan. Was that it? Red Black Anvil Post Hilarious. Yeah, just play this list, in my opinion, and play Disciple of the Vault over the Ragavans. I go away for 2 seconds and chat is just non-recognizable. What is wrong with y'all? 2 seconds and I can't even. What in the world is going on? I would play that list, and I would play Disciple of the Vault over Ragavan, which is honestly even maybe the better way to build the deck overall. They're getting Tron, kind of scary, but it is only Eldrazi Tron, I suppose. Could mill over a Conscription to get Delirium for lucky. Graveyarding almost any card though. Trying to get these Hellraisers online. I think this counts as almost any card, huh? Yeah, I was. The Channeler copy pasta is so good. I had like a meme like that like over a year ago with. It was really good. I couldn't find it. It's like the full art brainstorm. Full art brainstorm and like the first turn Bauble Channeler stuff. I was looking for it last night. I couldn't find it. Am I thinking of Lucy? Lucy. Someone just walked in the door. I think it's gotta be Esther, right? It's okay, Esther's got her. Okay, let's discard 1, 2. I think there's a good chance they pop the Crypt in response to this Traverse. And then we just get... Oh no! I don't have my other mountain! Fuck! I don't have my second mountain. Damn it! Ah, I totally missed it. I'm gonna play around Dismember. Alright, just cast the Storm Herald. The theming overwhelming. No, Esther and her dad came over with their dogs. They're taking them to the vet today. No, don't all as dust me. Fuck. Into Chalice, okay. Well, 3-2, go. I've never heard her go that crazy. I don't know what's going on. It's been a weird day. Oh, I forgot that Lucy, like, hates one of Esther's parents' dog, but not the other one. One card in my opponent's hand. It is big. Dead? Maybe draw Force. Worm Coil Engine. Okay, 3-0 to 3-2. I feel like the dogs are to blame for this somehow. Let's run it back.